This is a distillation of 20 years of SCDA's work, because when you are developing it and in control of the project, there's enormous pressure to try and compress and distill everything you believe in. And Soori Highline being in Manhattan, this is a world stage.
We really see that there's two Gold Coasts in New York. One is around Central Park, and one is really on the Lower West Side. You've got great areas like Tribeca, the Village, Soho, Meatpacking. You've got the Highline. You've got such an amazing palette to work with, and that's really what the opportunity was over here.
Together with Siras, I developed Soori Highline. So I have an opportunity to create a product ground up, and I'm able to do that because I can do the interior, the architecture, even the landscape in the back.
When I think through my interactions with Soo, it's his ability to focus. And just working with Soo, I think one of the things that I really appreciated is the fact that in building this project and designing it, that he was really going to leave no stone unturned. And I think that that's come out.
So when you buy into a unit, you're buying into a Soori lifestyle. And this is very much in line with our first project in Bali. Similarly, we designed the landscape architecture, interior, and furniture.
I think when you go to Soori, Bali, you see a space that is very expansive. A place that where you wake up in the morning, you've got the pools in the front, you've got the view of the ocean. The challenge then becomes, how do you create that same atmosphere in a place like New York?
I think it's rather unique and it's rather difficult to achieve within the context of New York City, because it would mean that the structure on every floor would have to be different. It wouldn't be a spec apartment where you repeat the floor plans all the way up and then create a special penthouse. In this case, every floor is different.
When you walk into Soori Highline from the lobby, the way that it's been appointed inside, the sofa, the common space, the amenities, when you go up into the individual units, the 18-foot ceilings, the pools, we're really bringing something to Manhattan that's never been done before. Even if you look at the way that Soo has designed the penthouse, most townhouses in New York are 15 feet wide. A luxury townhouse is 20 feet. A super luxury townhouse is 25 feet, but they're impossible to find. The penthouses at the Soori Highline are 35 feet wide. Finding that kind of space anywhere in Manhattan is impossible.
When you move around sequentially and the ceilings are all the same, you lose the experience of the volume of the space. So in Soori Highline, you go from a low space to a high space, to a narrow space, to a compressed space. So that's the idea of kind of choreographing the experience of each space, how you string them together. So if you come in from the lift and you actually walk in, that is the first vantage point that you see. You look in at the corner into the high space and you see the pool. And what it does is that you have much more of a perimeter for light, and it creates an internal focus to the apartment besides looking out.
I think the true masterpieces of development in Manhattan and across the world are spaces where when a buyer comes through that space, they feel that they've been transported to another place. And I think that's really what Soo has done so well.
It is the large scale, how it sits in Chelsea on the urban level. It is also the small scale, as in designing a bespoke armchair or a coffee table.
If you look at what's been created, if you look at the 18-foot ceilings, the pools, the reason you don't see this in New York is because it takes a lot of energy, a lot of purpose, a lot of experience to create this. And one of the things that we always spoke about is how do we create a space that inspires you in the morning and yet is a sanctuary in the evening?
So Soori Highline is not just an architectural piece. The idea of this lifestyle would be to live within kind of a tranquil oasis within the city. In that way, I consider myself very much a humanist, designed for the person. And the goal is just to evoke emotions. Good architecture should move the human spirit one way or the other.